welcome to Small Biz Talk, our final episode celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. Being Latina-owned, it's important to us to uplift and support the Hispanic community while also giving advice to aspiring entrepreneurs and creatives. We're so excited to introduce our final guest today, Caitlin Martinez, founder of Kitty Claws.
Hi guys, I'm Caitlin.
So before we get started, Caitlin, we want to play a little game of this or that. So short nails or claws?
I guess in the past I would say long nails, but these days, I mean, this is medium, but it's a little short for me. I would say, yeah, that's the reason why I named Kitty Claws, because I did like the long nails, but I'm more of like a medium short girly now.
Okay.
I would say.
Same. I'm definitely medium. Cafecito or iced coffee?
Just depends. If it's like cold, then I'll have hot coffee, but if not, then I'll have iced coffee.
Simple or glam?
Simple.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like getting all glammed up, but it's just not practical for me every day.
You're like, I'm a business owner.
It's hot.
Staying in or going out?
I like to go out.
You like to go
Yeah.
out? You're like, I like to socialize?
Yeah, I'm pretty social, I would say.
So it's Hispanic Heritage Month. Tell us a little bit about your roots.
So I was born and raised in Whittier, California. Have my two parents. They're both Mexican, but they were both also born here. My dad, he's from East LA. My mom, she's from Commerce, like Pico area.
Yeah.
But they moved here to Whittier, and I've just lived in the same house my entire life.
That's so cool. I feel like a lot of times people don't get to meet a lot of Angelenos, and the fact that both of your parents were born here.
Yeah.
How did you get started in the nail tech industry?
Just like a lot of other business owners that I know have been coming up in the recent years, COVID really pushed us to like jump outside the box and really think about what we really, really want to do in life. And I've always known that I was like somewhat creative, but I just really never knew like what like I was so creative in doing, you know?
Yeah.
So during 2019, my boyfriend had bought me the Gelix tip box for me to do my own nails. She lived too far, and I was just like, okay, I can't drive to Pomona or Ontario, wherever she lived anymore. So I thought to myself, like, I can just do this myself. I started doing my nails in like January. When COVID hit, I just started doing my dad, my mom, my sister, my boyfriend. They would always like, I would always have my nails done, and I always wanted like crazy designs, but no one could ever like do it for me. So I just started doing my own nails. People would see them, and then my dad would see somebody with like their nails messed up and be like, hey, you need your nails done? Hey, Kat does nails. And I'm like, Dad, stop. Like, I don't do nails. Like, I just barely do mine.
Yeah.
And then my boyfriend would see people too and be like, hey, girl, like, Kat, you should hit her up. You know, she's got her nails done. And Megan, my sister too, she always has her nails done. And people be like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. Like, who does your nails? And she's like, actually, my sister. It was really word of mouth that like I launched my business.
Yeah. Would you say that you've always had like this creative side to you?
Well, when I was younger, I was in dance, and then I was in cheer, and like we had to do a lot of creative things, like posters, and just like think of all these like ideas, like for Spirit Week, you know, just like random creative types of things that you have to do in high school. But I guess it just kind of came natural to me, so I never really thought about it as much.
Yeah.
And then now that I do nails, sometimes I'm like, I didn't even know I could do that. The thing is, I don't draw crazy stuff. Like, I'm not going to draw, like, Transformers on your nails at all. Like, that's just not me. And I really had to come to that realization, because there's so many great, like, nail artists that draw, like, Picasso on their nails. That's just not me. And I had to come to that realization that I just like clean, simple, cute nails. Like, the 3D designs are super popular right now. Mm-hmm. I can do that, but I'm not going to draw Disneyland Castle on your nails. So.
Yeah, but your nails designs are really
cute. And I had to
cute.
come to the realization that, like, it's still art, you know? It's still cute, and it's still, like... And actually, I think there's more of a market for, like, clean, plain pink, white nails. Like, people would... I think the people that I've come in contact with, like, they rather just not get tired of their nails. But there is also a market for the other type of nails. But so I guess, yeah, I have always been, like, more creative. I just... didn't realize until I started doing nails.
Yeah, until you got that kit.
Yeah, until I got the Gelix kit. Shout out, Joseph. Yeah.
Did you always know that you were going to like be in the nail tech space? Like, did it ever cross your mind, or is
Never.
it never?
No, not at all. I no. I was always okay with like working a regular office job and like having the weekends off. That was always like my thing. I didn't want to work on the weekends. I never thought I'd be a nail tech, that's for sure. But I'm happy that I am now.
Was there anyone who inspired you to become a nail tech or like a mentor?
My sister's friend's aunt was the person who I used to get my nails done with Gel X. And I would just watch her doing the nails, and I'm like, I can do this. She was the one too that wasn't like, oh my gosh, you're gonna do your own nails. Like, she was like, you should do your own nails. And I was like, I should, huh? And she's like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. And then I did, and now we're here almost 4 years later.
Do you feel like you have to practice like your designs, like, or like your technique? Or
Always. I'm always trying to like better my technique. I take so many like certification courses, and I just got licensed today. Yeah.
Congrats.
So today we're official. But in the past, I have taken certification courses for dry manicuring, structure manicures, and I recently took like another, it's called like a combi manicure workshop. So I'm always trying to improve my services and my like technique.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think you always have to perfect your craft, and the fact that you're like taking additional courses, like, it's great. Was being creative something that was welcomed in your upbringing?
Yeah, my parents always just told me like, whatever I want to do, I can do, I will do. Like, be a leader, not a follower, to not ever let somebody tell you no. So I feel like in my adult life, I've definitely like taken that, and I do that now.
That's so great that you have like supportive parents like that.
For sure, my parents are very supportive. My mom will do anything for me. My dad will too. My dad brings me supplies all the time. My mom does like a lot of back end work for me.
Yeah, I feel like your dad's your outreach guy, because he's like telling people.
Oh, he's the first one. I'm telling you, he was telling all these people, hey, Kat does nails. And at the time, I was like, Dad, stop. But honestly, that's really what jump started a lot of it, because I do a lot of people's nails and their parents and their daughters and their aunts, and I do like the whole entire family. My dad was really the one that was like, hey, Kat does nails. And to all my cousins and stuff too, like, hey, like, you getting your nails done somewhere else? That's crazy. Like, you should go to Kat. And I'm like, I'm not that way. Like, I wouldn't really, I do promote myself, but I don't really, I'm not like, oh yeah, I do nails. Like, I'm just like, someone will say something to me, they're like, oh yeah, I do nails. That's it. But my dad's like, yeah, and you should go to her. And I'm like, Dad, stop it. But
your dad's part of your team, okay?
Yeah, he's always on my side, that's for sure.
How's it been navigating the nail tech industry being Latina?
It's been good. I feel like there's so many more Latina entrepreneurs and specifically nail techs these days. And everybody has been really rallying around me, everybody in the Hispanic community. I haven't really had too many, like, knock on wood, bad interactions, like with any race in online or like in the community. When I went to school, it was predominantly Asian. Like, they all spoke Cantonese.
No way.
Except me and like my friend Alexis, who we went to school together.
Seeing more nail techs that are Latina is really cool. Like on social, I've seen some people like on TikTok.
Right.
How have you grown your clientele?
So because I started during COVID, and some people were like not really receptive to like, so I do it at my house. Mm-hmm. So people weren't really receptive to coming into my house or even talking. Like, there was a big stigma around like not being licensed. I don't recommend not getting licensed, but it's just the way it went for me, it was COVID and then life. And then now I'm licensed now, so we're legit. People from random places, like, I can talk for hours. So I know a lot of different people from like random places. When I was younger, I cheered. So I do, like, for example, I have my cheer coach. That was my cheer coach when I was in Whittier Redskins. And I do her nails, and she's the one that hit me up first. And she's like, hey, Kat, so I've heard about, like, Gel X back in 2020. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, so I've watched lots of videos about it, and what the hell is it? And I was like, I explained it to her and stuff, and she's like, okay, like, I'm down to try it, but I'm scared because she's only done acrylic, Okay. And I'm like, okay, well, try it. If you like it, go ahead. If you don't, it's okay. So she did it, and then she liked it. So then she's like, okay, my daughter's going to come. Okay, my other daughter's going to come. Okay, my mom's going to come. And then
oh my gosh.
A year later, her aunt, so her mom's sister, she never got anything done because she's super allergic to, she said acrylic, but I was thinking she was allergic to gel polish. I was really scared to do her nails because most people are not allergic to acrylic. They're allergic to like the HEMA in gel polish. So I did her nails a year later, and now she's been coming to me since 2021. And then I did her daughter's nails, and she wants me to do her other daughter's nails. So it's just kind of that way. And then I met her daughter, and her daughter told me about a friend, about a coworker. Like, word of mouth was really something for me, especially because I live in this, I feel like everybody knows everybody in Whittier, like, or in some way or another. when people, I have gotten some clients, I have gotten a lot of clients, I'm not gonna say some, from Instagram.
Okay.
Not really TikTok. I don't really have like a big following on TikTok. It's either like you navigate one or the other. It's like either you can be on Instagram or you're like have a big following on TikTok, you know? So I would say word of mouth for me. And I think that like in this community and like specifically to like the Hispanic community, trust is like a big thing, you know? So I think that's another reason why the word of mouth has been so, like, it's been such a great asset for me, because my client told her mom, and her mom's like, I'm not going to go to some random lady's house. Yeah. But since you did it, okay, I'll go.
It's like a safe space.
Right. She's them. Like, I know, like, my daughter went, that's fine. And then her daughter, or her sister, was also not going to go to a random lady's house. But since her sister went, she's like, okay. And then she has a friend, and, like, they also own a church. So I do some people at the church, and it's just, like, that's just like that. Everybody, like, is just, they trust that person, so they come. I had another person, one of my clients, her sister came to me today, and she's like, yeah, my sister would have never come to some random girl's house. Like, but because I told her, or because her sister told her, like, oh, like, Kat does nails, like, and you like my nails, so you can go to her. And she's like, it's not weird. Like, she's cool. Like, everything's fine. And she's like, okay. So then she comes.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be more accepted, just because you hear, like, makeup artists will have studios at their house, right. And people are like, or those makeup artists are like, coming to my home. People start their businesses in their home, garage. So it's great to hear that more people are much more accepting
for sure
of that environment.
I mean, Instagram too, yeah, for sure. But it's more like, it's still like that trust thing. Like, somebody will post it, their coworker will see it on Instagram and be like, oh, I've liked your nails for the past 4 sets, whatever. Okay, I'm going to hit her up. Like, it's more like word of mouth.
Now that you kind of brought up like TikTok and Instagram, what's that like for you? How do you strategize your content? Like, because I've seen your videos and I'm like, dude, they're great. Like,
I like watching videos on TikTok that are like long, or like day in the lives, or like people are just talking to the camera or something. Like, that's what I like to watch on TikTok. So I feel like that's what is portrayed in my videos on TikTok. And I guess people don't care on TikTok because I don't get that many views. Or if I do, it's like all my friends, like, OMG Kat, like, I felt like I was on FaceTime with you. Like, OMG Kat, like, that's so cool. Like, so excited for you, whatever. Like, but they're my people that I know, my friends, you know? On Instagram, now that I had like a few videos go viral, I do have other people that I don't know, like on my Instagram. And because, not that I don't want more followers, but because my books are closed right now, I want to gear my content towards like nail techs. Like, I'd rather have more nail tech followers, not like potential client followers, because I just feel so bad. Like, when they're like, hey, like, been following you on Angeleno, and I'm like, go to Alexis. Like, I send so many clients to my friend Alexis, who's also in the Whittier area. Like, she's super good too. So I'm always like, go to her, because I wish I could do everybody. I just can't. Like, for strategy, if people ask me questions, like in the comments, I'll answer the questions. And I'll just like answer the question on there, because I'll always ask people, even like on my story, like, oh, what do you guys want to see? Because sometimes things, like, I just did a recent hack about like micellar water on the nail, on the cuticle, on the hand, the cuticle, and like the skin around for pictures. And like, when I heard about that, I was like, oh, freaking genius, because cuticle is always getting everywhere, and it's just a menace. But I'm like, do people know this? Like, I heard it, or I seen like my instructor do it, and then I was like, okay, cool. And then I just started doing it, but I should share this. And then people start asking me questions about it. I'm like, okay, yeah, so nobody. It was unintentional. I was just like putting a bottle, and it was labeled micellar water. And then a few people were like, why do you have that bottle with micellar water? Because I don't usually use water in like dry manicuring. I would just do what people ask me. I like to do a lot of tips, because that's what I look for in a nail tech when I follow them, and like if they do tips and tricks. And so that's what I do. I used to have like this Top Tip Tuesday series, but I need to bring it back. I forgot about it. I did forget about it. I'm like, what other tips should I do? I don't know. But on my feed, like for the posts, I honestly just post whatever I do. I just like, sometimes I'll post like 2-3 times. Or? No, I mean like photos of nails that I've already done. Okay. Just because when I post everything on my story, like all my befores and afters, like behind the scenes, or things I'm doing during the day, if I go to the gym in the morning, whatever. But on my page, like sometimes clients, especially because a lot of my clientele is a lot like like older, a little bit older, you know, like 50 plus, they're not on Instagram. Like they're not really on Instagram, or if they are, it's like very basic. They're not like, oh yeah, I saved it. That's not what they do. So like I rather have like a collage or like a portfolio of things that I have.
So what was the process like starting your business from home?
When I decided that I was going to start doing clients or people that were not my mom and my sister, so I asked my dad, I'm like, oh, can I have a table, please? And do you have a table that I can carry? And of course, like that's such a random thing to ask, but of course he had one. So he got me that, or he had that in his house. And then my boyfriend and my dad both got me like these construction boxes, like these husky boxes. And because it was rolly, because since I used to do a lot of house calls and I had to break it down, and I just started putting all my stuff in there. It's kind of like a makeup box, like a caboodle, but it's like for tools. And it was just better because it was like more heavy duty. Because I do see a lot of caboodles, and I just was like, they're like, oh, just use this, it's better. I'm like, okay. So I just would open that on my in my living room, and I had the 2 chairs. They're my dining room table chairs. And I would have that table that my dad had gave me, and I would just put the TV on in the living room. And I even changed because we have like recessed lighting, I changed the one right above me to be like bright light instead of warm light so that I can have more light. I'm thinking about it, it's so funny. And it's still that one bright light. I should change it. People would just come in and I would just do their nails like that. And honestly, my mom was just very receptive to it. She didn't say anything. And now I moved to my old bedroom. My boyfriend just basically remodeled it. He just repainted it. He built me a table.
I've seen your studio online or on social, right? Mm-hmm. Where did your inspiration come from when like you were designing your space?
So after when talking with you and doing the rebrand, I realized that I do kind of like that, like the Beverly Hills Hotel like vibe. Like I like pink. So I obviously my room was already pink. But I didn't want it to look like a Pepto-Bismol just threw up in there. So I'm like, we need to do something else, you know? And I really like gold. Like my dad, I grew up going to like estate sales and things like that. So like I'm really into like that old, I don't want to say old, but like it's kind of a more vintage look. But retro. I also don't want it to look kind of retro, but I just don't want it to look like too busy. Sometimes vintage could look too busy. Like I like the Ragdoll house. Okay, that's like too busy, a little too busy for me. So I wanted like do something that was a little bit less. So I like the line, like the gold lines. I feel like it's like kind of like, it's like an old money, timeless look, but it's not, but it's still cute and girly. You know, I wanted it to be like a girly space because I'm a girl. And so that's why I just kept it pink and gold.
Yeah, no, it's super cute. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. If someone wants to build their own kit, where do you think they should source from? What should they start with?
So if you were gonna do Gel X nails, I would say you should get like an après Gel X kit. I just feel like it's the best on the market. It's the most durable. It's just a tried and true. I've tried many other brands and it doesn't have the same retention. Like it's just, so you can get like the kit from there and it comes with the primer, dehydrator, extend gel, light, everything. Yeah, you just for Gel X you can just do that. For structured manicures, I tend to gear more towards, of course, when I started, I would buy a lot of things on Amazon. Mm-hmm. You can still buy gel polishes on Amazon. Like, it's just a gel polish. If you like the consistency and you like the color shade range, just buy it on Amazon. It's fine. But for, like, builder gels or, like, e-file bits or something like that, you should source from, like, a reputable company for sure. And I definitely learned the hard way. So my favorite brand, I think, at the moment right now is Cocoist. It's a Japanese gel brand. And I also that's where I buy, like, my base gels. And that's, like, very high-quality gel. But also, like, Russian, Ukrainian gels are also good. I've started to tap into them. They just have, like, a different consistency that I just need to get used to. But they're really good for creating longer nails that are natural. Because before, I used to just do short natural nails, but now my clients' nails have grown, so I need to get something a little bit more durable, which, I mean, Cocoist is durable, but it just depends. Everybody's different, so I want to have, like, different, like, options. And then for e-file bits, I would just get Russian ones, Stalex. I personally buy from, like, Mocha Nail Club.
Okay.
This other one that I used to buy from is called, like, Nail Master Dallas. They're all Ukrainian. They're all Ukrainian or Russian, Eastern Europe. Russia and like that part of the world is just way ahead of us in like the nail industry. Like Japan, Korea, they're way ahead of us. So like, yeah, we need to hop on the ball like them, honestly.
That's cool that you say that, because I feel like I'm so unaware of
people that I don't know.
Yeah, and the fact that it's like coming from Ukraine or like Japanese. I just went to BeautyCon and I was like being educated about J Beauty, they were calling it, and I was like, this is like a whole nother world to me.
For sure, yeah. I mean, if you don't know, like, I barely. I mean, I've known for like a while, but I only because I do nails. There's a lot of people that I'm like, oh, this is a good consistency, and they're like they don't know what I'm worried about. You know? Like, oh yeah, looks great. Well, it doesn't come off, so I'm good. You know, that's just as long as it stays on, it's fine. You know, but I want to make sure that I'm putting like good, high quality gels on your nails. That way, like, you're less prone to like infection and like getting burnt or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say Russian, Japanese. I do have some Korean brands, but I mean, I personally use Russian e-file bits and then Japanese or Russian gels.
Sorry guys, my iPad died, so brought my cell phone in. Our next question to you would be, would you say as a nail tech you take on other roles, like maybe a therapist or the best friend?
Yeah, definitely. Most of my clients, I don't think I have a client that doesn't talk in their appointment. Even if I have a new client, like I feel like I can find at least one thing to relate to them about. And if I can't relate to them personally, I'll just relate to the movie. I usually I'll put like reality TV or like a game show or something that's, you know, easy documentary, easy going on the TV, and I'll just talk with them about that. I feel like my people skills have got a lot better because I talk to at least 4 people per day. So I'm constantly networking, and like my mom makes fun that if you need a girl, cat knows a girl, like, because I really do, honestly. I know like a lot of people that do a lot of things just because all I do is talk to people all day. So I definitely am some people's therapists for sure. And I do everything else. I do the social media, I clean, I prep, I pictures, I guess on social media. I do backstock. I do everything, actually.
You wear multiple hats.
I do everything. Yeah, everything, yeah.
We gotta love our nail techs that listen to us, because with
I,
our problems.
yeah.
So what's next for Kitty Claws? What are like is it like expanding, or?
I'm gonna actually tap into permanent jewelry.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I have my stuff. I'm ready. I've been waiting to do the rebrand, so that with that's why I named my brand Kitty Claws Beauty Bar. I just didn't want it to just like solely focus on nails, because I do want to also open a salon in Whittier. I have been talking with my realtor friend and been looking for spaces here, like around in Whittier, like this part of. I'm not like opposed to be any place in Whittier, but I just would prefer to be like around here because I live around here. So that's next. Well, the next thing that I'm going to do, today, I did the rebrand. Today, I got licensed. And then my next thing I'm going to do is do the permanent jewelry.
Okay.
And I feel like it's like such a great add-on to your appointment. Like we finish your nails. Oh, you want a bracelet? Go ahead and get one. I also have stopped working on the weekends, and I want to be able to do like pop-ups or like private parties, corporate parties, whatever, things like that. I stopped working on the weekends to keep working on the weekends. But I mean, whatever. I like it, you know?
Yeah.
And then open a salon. I think I'm shooting for like next October.
That's great.
My birthday is in October, so I plan on opening it like around my birthday next year.
That's so exciting. And the fact that like you're adding this permanent jewelry as a service, and then the fact that you're already thinking about expanding to another or to a location.
I don't want to. I want to separate work and home. Like everything is at home. Like my neighbors will ask me to do their nails at 5:00 in the morning, and like I should say no, but I don't.
You do nails at 5 o'clock?
Sometimes. Like if she really needs it, then I'll be like, fine, I'll just do it. Or like I'm always available because they know I'm available, you know. And it's just kind of hard for me to say no sometimes. I do like to go to like workout classes in the morning, like 8, 9, or 10. And if they ask me, I'm just kind of like, okay, I guess I'll just do that instead. And then I don't go. So like I want to, next year, I'm focusing on staying on my time slots. I'm trying to not work outside my time slots. Like, I've gotten a lot better this year on my days, and now I got to work on my time.
Yeah.
And then because I want to open up the salon, I want to have time to do those things. And with the salon, I want to have like multiple people in there, maybe like also estheticians, brow girls, eyelash girls, maybe not hair because it's too loud, but yeah, things like that. So that's the plan for that.
So exciting. You'll have to let me know when you open it. And we can always use extra people from Whittier. I feel like small businesses in Whittier.
And I do all my clients that I get serviced, all my people that I get serviced with, they're my clients. So like we'll either swap or we pay. But so yeah, I feel like I know like a few people in the industry where I can ask them like, oh, are you interested in working with me? Or if not, that's okay. But I have people message me all the time like, hey, I just opened up a salon in Brea. Are you interested in expanding? Hey, I just opened up a spot in Button Park. I'm like, no, I'm okay, thank you. But I would just do the same thing to people that I see in the area that work from.
Well, I'm excited for you. So stay tuned for that, guys. Mm-hmm. If you could give yourself a small biz talk, what would it be? So meaning like a piece of advice when you first started.
Maybe not to buy too many things. I bought like, because of like because I didn't know like what was going to be like popular and stuff, I would just buy everything that I liked. So I just have so many like nail art things. And now, like I was saying, I don't really do like crazy nails. So I have a lot of like art stuff that you don't really need. In the beginning, I had like a few colors, but then I started buying like so much stuff that I just don't really need anymore, but I just can't give it away. I can't throw it away. Like I have even like tried to give it on offer up for free, but no one has picked it up. So I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I'm not going to throw it out because it's like there's nothing wrong with it. And maybe one day I will need it or like someone's going to ask for it. Exactly. Yeah. Like, well, it's just like random glitter and stuff that I just don't really use anymore. And of course, once I give it away, there's going to be somebody that wants it. But yeah, maybe just like chill and, you know, just get the essentials. Like earlier when I was talking about like your essentials, I would just, and also buy, I know at the time I just really didn't have the money to buy it, but just buy quality products from the get because you're just going to waste your money. Like, especially on e-file bits, if you're going to do dry manicuring, you're going to like hurt yourself and the client if you do it with a dull bit, or you can do it a few times and it's like, you're going to have to keep rebuying them because they just don't work the same. So
that's a great piece of advice. Mm-hmm. Don't buy everything, guys. You don't need it all at once. What does Hispanic Heritage Month mean to you?
Hispanic Heritage Month to me is just, it's so great that we're even able to celebrate something like this because just a few years ago, we weren't able to even like as women, we weren't able to be as celebrated or even looked at in like the same light as men. And I just feel like it's such a great opportunity for us. Like we're all women owned here. and also like Latina, and it's just such a great opportunity to highlight people like us because it hasn't always been that way for us. Even if we were in like we're in the majority in this area, you know, in like Whittier for sure. But even if when we weren't, it was people just like wouldn't even really think twice about like women or Latinas doing something crazy like working for themselves. You know, and now it's like that's not a crazy idea. But the good thing is that like my parents were very about just doing whatever you want. Girl, whatever you want to do, you can do it. Like, and I was like, okay, so I just did it. Yeah. They never really tried to hinder my growth at all. They weren't always like, you're just a girl, like, you know, no. They were always like on my side and really just like always having me persevere and just like no matter what anybody says, like you can do it. And I just feel like Hispanic Heritage Month is just another way to like have Hispanic women, little girls like persevere and be like, oh, well, she can do it, so I can do it too. Because why not?
Exactly. Why not? We got to make an impact.
Right.
And for the next generation.
Right.
Well, Caitlin, thank you so much for being here with us. You're such an inspiration to small business owners, even Hispanics in the community. So we're so glad you're able to come out. Our last question to you would be, how can someone connect with you?
You can connect with me on social media. Kitty Claus 3 T's.
That's cute.
Yeah, I wanted to have an easy Instagram handle, but Kitty Claus with 2 T's was taken, so 3 T's, don't forget. And that's it. You can just connect with me through there.
Perfect, guys.
Or if you see me out in Whittier, because I'm out.
Before you go, we have one small little gift for you. We just thought we'd give you a little recuerdo, a little centerpiece before you go. But
thank you. I can add this to my table. I'm always refreshing it.
Yes, but thank you so much for coming out and being part of Hispanic Heritage Month, our special. But yeah, that's a wrap, guys. My own peanut butter brand. Like,
I love her.